Hey y'all, this is Tasha C, and I'm here reviewing using temporary my flip camera, camcorder, whatever, to do my few reviews to temporary. If y'all checked the update, y'all understand everything was going on at the moment. But I'm going to here now to review Black Ink Season 2. I think this is episode, 8 now that we're on. So it really wasn't that much going on, but I'm going to make the best of what I got and just try to give it audio, right? So, for the new viewers and possible future subbies, I am a person who usually doesn't take notes and just go on the top of my dome and just go back and forth sometimes or whatever I feel is important. So I'm one of those people who don't go straight most of the time as far as like in sequence of the order of the events or whatever scenes in this stuff. So anyways, y'all, to get it out the way, I wanted to go straight forward to get it out of the way with the situation because oh shit was only in one scene sitting on the couch and he's waiting for Kathy, or shit some of us think is crazy Kathy, and she's coming in to get basically for free this tattoo cover. I think he originally started it and she's supposed to get it done, like get a cover up, which is the 2 tattoo minimum of you as usual. And she really was gonna have somebody else, but I guess for closure, I guess she's trying to get her woosah, getting her piece on for real. And like I said, we know this now. She's always wearing bright colors. It wasn't dark when we first seen her when she attacked, oh shit's future child mother number 3, or some people want to say baby's mama. So the thing what I gather is, you have Duchess and Tiffany, and they're basically saying like, because Oshit says like he feels like the victim and stuff like that at times, but they were saying like you hurt her, and I don't know what all had go to relationship, but I don't care how much hurt. She had no right attacking that girl, and that still was a bitch ass move. I don't care what nobody says about her attacking that girl and then slam, from the back. If you at least gonna come with her face to face, it's still no justification about that stuff. She should have came to her face to face. That wasn't gangster. That was corny. That okay. So anyways, she's basically feels like now, like they were talking, I think, before she had the tat about, how do you feel about you about to, have another child and stuff like that. And you get yourself, basically repeating somewhat, like I said, she does have some common sense and thinking logic. Like you keep getting yourself in situations to having that conversation again. And she's like, I dealt with you for 10 years and dealt with this, type of mess. And he's just like, he's just happy to have another child. And basically that. And to make a long story short, you should have seen her face sunk in, like she was just so disappointed because a part of her, and then it didn't make it no better that just only 6 months ago he continues on and off to still have sexual, actions, whether it be, penetration or whatever, you know what I mean. And that is still feeding into her. She seemed like one of those people is, I don't know, just my own opinion, that seemed like even if she had just had the child and they stopped messing with each other years ago, based on that action she did in the first episode, she was going to hold on. But it kind of explains part of it because he's giving her somewhat false hope. I don't know. Or maybe when he screws her, we don't know. We don't be there behind the scenes. But he probably like, it's just us. We just do. We don't know. We don't know if he tells her flat out that it's just sex. We can, you know how this reality show TVs or these shows work. But anyway, her face just dropped because I think a part of her, and she keeps saying family, is if they were still involved with each other or there was still hope. So we don't know what shit said, but like I said, if he didn't want to give her false hope to a certain extent, even so it's just as all says, this girl's been crazy, been stabbing you in the back of the head, whatever the case is, drama attached to her, stop fucking her. That helps, okay? So she finished the tattoo, and that poor child, she had headphones on and was screaming, and I know that it seemed like they made the background music louder and stuff like that, because I plan on, like I said, I talked this out. I didn't scream because I knew it was going to hurt, and screaming, unless it helps you stop the pain, it's not going to help, because I have one here, and I'm planning on probably getting a next year, getting this little one I had on here originally, my first tat I got, a cover up, so that's what I'm gonna get. Yeah, and then probably get a foot ankle, but that's another story, y'all. So after jumping off of that scene, let's go to the scene because I want to bring up about the Duchess and situation with the C's real quick, but just focus on Duchess. Of course, when Duchess, they first get back, Ty's the one who brings her back to shop, because actually they begin where they left off, where, you know, Caesar leaves the four-party family reunion, which that's my first of seeing. And then, she, you know, she gets dropped off. And then, you know, she's already mad, and Caesar's asking her questions in the back of the shop or whatever, outside about, you know, I thought you said you didn't know this dude, or he didn't say anything. You know, it's like, you know, I was trying to pretend like I didn't know he was going to be there, and just like he randomly appeared out of nowhere. And Dirty Duchess, being the person she is, didn't the story change? Now she's trying to claim like, oh, it was just the old flame, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what you're talking about. Because, you know, Tiffany said like they were talking and stuff like that and engaging. And you know how she's just trying to flip it around the way it's like, you know, no, it's just somebody to pass. You don't have nothing to worry about. You know, because even at the meeting she was trying to say, when they were asking was she going to, did she feel, C's feel insecure about her working with three men, right? And, you know, because C's even questioned like, you know, how does this dude know so much about me and stuff like that, you know? But she's claiming like they stopped talking to each other a long time ago. But how does he know this information about you, sweetie? I hope he looks at the tapes, because C's is, you know, I'll say that a little proper later. So she, you know, this is what confuses me, and I think y'all show me the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I think she brought up about the whole thing about this confusing ass conversation that Ty, his brother Ty, sees has. So he walks out and he's talking to Ty, and Ty, I don't know if he smoked some good ass weed, but he ended up talking about this, like, cause he talking about some, you know what, do you know who your bitch was? Yeah, I know who my bitch was. You know your fucking, you know your bitch? Yeah, I know my bitch. I'm just like, what? And then all of a sudden, I said what, 4 C's, cause I was just confused as probably he was, okay? It wouldn't matter if I wasn't doing the show late night or not, yeah, I would be confused too, cause all of a sudden, he's gonna sit here and talk about some, you know, well, you know, with the mathematics, and if you put 15 blocks together, you can make a mini castle. And when you put 2 times 2 and square times 4 and stuff like that, you have to realize that this, now it flipped to where he was trying to add mathematics and say, like, you know, I don't think she was cheating. And then see, said, you just said you thought she was cheating. No, I didn't say she was cheating. It was just, ooh, Lord, that was too confusing. Like I said, he smoked a good joint before he came up in that shop, okay? Smoking on that Keisha. Anyway, y'all, so, we have the next, going to scene that I'm going to jump into is Duchess getting out of the way, and this dude that she has worked with, and she has wore a couple of his pieces. He's a fashion designer, and he's getting a geisha on his back, kind of middle, like, you know, this big type of geisha in the back, and he's showing her photos, and supposedly this photos is about, you know, one photo, she was, I guess, posing some lingerie. There's a photo that she's like hugging C's and he's smiling, and you know, the whole emphasis on, I think she also, I don't know if the dude was on cue, you know what I mean, to purposely show this picture, because he said he wished that C's was here. But I know I'm jumping because I've got to talk about the scene of her and Ty talking, which I'll get into in a second, because I have a question mark about that, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but yeah. So anyways, she's basically saying that, you know, there were happier times, and when you're loving her, I mean, you know, like I said, it's sad to say, but she's one of those people that you want to tune out, you know, even when she talks now, because Dirty Duchess, also known as Marie Antoinette, is kind of like to the point, like, you can't believe anything she says, and she's very manipulative, and, you know, she flips a lot of stuff around. And so now she's just wishing happy times, but she don't know how they're going to go from there, because the guy asks her how they are, and she's like, you know, she doesn't know where they're coming back from, because this is when C's, you know, ends up going to Atlantic City and stuff. And, you know, you know, that it was just one of that, but I do give that girl credit. I may not like her attitude now, but you cannot sit here and just be on some BS. You know, talent is talent, okay? And she's very good at what she did. You know, I did like the geisha piece, geisha, I hope I'm saying it right, but she did a good job. You can't knock her talent on that. You know, that doesn't mean if I had the opportunity to get tatted by her, I still would, because you no, and who knows, you never know, you know, somebody might see these reviews, but I'm just saying, consider her attitude and stuff like that. No, you good? You know what I mean? So anyways, y'all, there was a scene in between the middle of this episode that Ty comes to basically see how she's doing and holding up. And first it turns the conversation that he's saying again, like, how she's talking about he's with the traders, but Ty's like, well, he considers you one of them traders. Because again, first he admitted it was kind of like a flip again, but not as bad as to bring up mathematics and, equations and everything. That he's up here, basically trying to talk to her because she's all saying, her BS speech about how she cares about him. And if he can't see this or that, like I said, it's kind of like she was saying the same stuff just with different words throughout this episode. And but I did notice this. Now she made sure to tell to the brother flipped around. Oh, he's insecure. And Ty's still trying to say, like, you have to understand love. Like I said, they both, maybe personally just me, but I was starting to both of them out in that part of the conversation. But I did notice they were just talking about what was going on at the moment now with the C's and her situation, and he's just trying to say there, y'all work it out. One of them type of speeches. And when he went to left, because like I said, when I thought about it, why is he walking to her to see how the stop is doing? Wasn't old shit there before she was? Why didn't ask her how things was going? Isn't Tiffany supposed to be the manager? I'm not trying to speculate anything, but then he's telling her, if you need anything when he walked out, you need anything, you call me. Unless he, it could be Big Brother. I'm just saying, and I'm gonna leave it as that, y'all. I'm just wondering, Yeah, I'm just wondering. Maybe he just looks at her as like, little sister or something like that to a certain degree, and he's really cool with her. But I don't know, y'all. I'll leave that as open. Y'all hit decide on that. So anyways, I just want to talk real quick about the last scene because I'll see the last scene for it because it's attached to the Ethnicity trip. Now Sassy, I do give it, Sassy know how to dress. That cute skirt wrap thing that she had on when they first went to Ethnicity, she was able to get a 6-bedroom penthouse. And it turns out, you got Teddy there, Sassy there, and some other people. I don't know if they ever showed them on the Black Ink before, but they're on there too. And I noticed that actually they said later on that this place happened to be a 1970s porn house. So yeah, I don't. They were saying they thought some skeet was on the windows, some skeet was everywhere. When later when they were getting drunk and stuff that same night. But here's the interesting thing. Now, C's was, up there, I guess, texting Teddy because, he walked out. He's still mad as hell and trying to wonder, like, he's mad at Duchess about, possibly lying to him or some suspicion, right? And he probably sending, emotion, sad faces and shaking my head and stuff like that, text messages and stuff and frown, just stuff like that, right? And, so Teddy, and also this is an opportunity that maybe they can make up, they grown men now, and there's a chance for them to, to work on a friendship. So he asked, of course, at least he asked permission for Puma and the bands, can he invite C's, and told him about his situation and stuff, and maybe they can, work on things. And Puma's like, as long as he bring no negative energy, all right. But here comes C's, fast forward, yeah, Watt was there too. I forgot to mention that. I didn't mean to purposely Watt out, But, C's, fast forward a little bit, C's comes there, right? And C's come there with a backpack with a frown face and stuff like that, right? And he's claiming, like, I don't really want to be here in the confessional, right? Puma, this is the last part I want to be there. But, I can't go home. So I guess him and Duchess do live with each other now. But I'm thinking, like, still, like, couldn't you rent a hotel room or something like that for a minute? You chose... But I know he admitted that how I turned out a free room. But I'm thinking, like, is that the only place you could stay with Duchess, or go somewhere you supposedly can't stand, or the person you can't stand? Whatever. So when he first arrives into the place, it's like he's doing everything. I think Puma and Sassy first were, either they were in the living room or they were outside on one of the patios and stuff. And he is sitting up here talking about, he was trying to avoid them as much as possible. He's going up the stairs, he's talking to other folks, and then when Puma Sassy, I'm trying to get him to go now, because because in Sassy confession, like, let's go ahead and drink and just, get together, have some lights, push the BS aside, right? And he even sitting there it's too many stairs and stuff like that. And everybody's trying to get him to come down, like, to drink it, like, just leave that mess alone. And he first even talking confession, talking about it seemed like a setup of some black horror movie, and I don't know who's gonna die first or whatever. It's just like, man, go on with that mess. You chose to keep continuing on with this mess, whatever, right? So, anyways, y'all, to make a long short story, he eventually comes down there, and with C's, I think they were T's and C's or something like that. Whatever it was, he ends up walking out, whatever, with the smoke bed. It just seemed like it was that quick. He walks out on the patio, and Puma, because I think they were trying to tell, T's, C's out of the way he was acting and stuff like that, right? Even though, like I said, he came in, didn't say hi to nobody or nothing like that on some fake stuff. Like just being very rude and disrespectful. Puma ain't got nothing to do with how Dirty Duchess treats you and keep on, making a fool out of you. Okay, that is not your problem. Okay, yeah, your problem is sticking with that situation. Okay, so you got Puma. He goes outside to talk to him and basically, try to see what's going on and, really kind of in a way offer his hand of like, I still got you, bro, type of situation. And, at first you got like, the yin and yang, and then yin and yang, we're going through the matrix of stuff, how, Puma be going deep into meditation mode and stuff like that. Ain't nothing wrong with meditation, okay, it's good, okay, but I'm just saying, as far as like, like I said, he's basically making a peace offering. The first, C's talking about he going through the stuff that he's going at home, and I guess they basically, in the process at this time, are going to work on rebuilding their friendship. And C's does fine come in, they all drinking and stuff. And here's Teddy. Now this is Puma's weekend, and just like he sat there and accepted C's sad face emotions, text messages and stuff, he should have told and asked permission to bring his KBs, which I had to laugh at KB, y'all, because KB, well actually is KIB, but KB is the initials of my brother, my niece, his daughter, and his only daughter, and his only son is KB. So when I think about KB, I'm like, I know it has nothing to do with that, but I'm with that KB like, damn. I know, and this will stay KB is crazy bitches, because they bring in Ashley, who's trying to make sure she get an extra 2 minutes of Sky, who just popped up out of nowhere, and they coming together, but, Teddy's up here trying to decide which one he wants to be with, and it's like, bro, he's like, he knows possibly could be a fight, but there's a way for him to get attention. See, don't know how he's be getting these holes, or whatever the case he was saying, like, why are they, how he be getting these bras, whatever. Just sit in the corner, C's, okay? Keep looking, get the frown face, okay? But it wasn't appropriate for Teddy to bring his mixies to their place, and Ashley's sitting up there, and then this is how drunk she was. Not even admit eventually over time that KB means crazy bitch, and the number one crazy bitch Teddy says is Alex, but I don't know if she's returning back to the season based on we haven't seen her about 3 or 4 episodes. She was talking mess, and then they were showing like cuts, like possibly she might have been cut off. So if they ever have a season 3, I don't think she's returning, nor do we care. So So she was basically telling me, I want to be crazy bitch number 1. And if you got Caesar Puma up there doing like some dirt, some dance, crazy bitch number 1, I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like I said, blame it on the alcohol, I guess. So he goes somewhere with Ass the next day. They're up at the beach, and because you don't see Sky anymore, it's like she disappears somewhere else, and then they're the next day on the beach. To make a long story short, Sky wants, she don't believe in Nine, she's like, I want my man and my bitch, okay, on the side, Ted, and they just talking about little relation, blah, 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 just say like relation, two people go up and down, that's how it is, and, stuff like that. And Puma and C's at this time, a little bit when after doing conversation, step aside and they talk by themselves. And, C's at this moment supposedly realizes that, they lost, I guess he lost his friend, or their friend named Corey several years ago, and he realized you never know who a good friend is, or a good thing. The old saying is you never know a good thing till it's gone, right? So of course they make amends, and he realized he wants to be friends, and he's proud of Puma for getting his shot. So supposedly they're on good terms for now until we see the previews for the next episode, right? So we go fast forward to nighttime. in between, and they go to the strip club, right? And you know, C's in the corner. He just up there having conversations and preaches and everything in the corner with the strippers. So the strippers even try to ask us, you're just black and white strippers and dancers, and they're asking him like, you know, what do you prefer? You know, prefer. And in confessional, he's all like so hesitant. Everybody else having a good time, but he's in the corner like this and stuff, right? And he talking about, oh, the titties is sweaty and saggy and salty. Whatever the fuck he was talking about. Just be for real. You miss Duchess, and that's what the thing was. He's, you know, he realized he's never been in love before, and it's the first time he's been in love, so whatever. And she, you know, he was up there saying about, you know, he walks out, whatever, after that time. And because he's all talking about how he wants to tell them, one girl was asking me the prayers, I want to tell them, blah, 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 girl, and all in one, beautiful, intelligent, whatever, and said something else that I didn't know what he said. And he walks out. Then I had to think about, let's all rewind here. Even though it was for charity, was this still technically, wasn't Duchess stripping just this past summer at King of Diamonds, Florida? I mean, you're sitting here talking about strippers and stuff, and even though she didn't completely take down her clothes, I mean, then she takes a lot of pictures where she shows her physique in lingerie and, you know, bikini, but you know, just I'm just saying, you know, people can say the same amount you got, you know, just say, you know, just don't act like your girl ain't doing that. And then she's giving private shows to Mike. Wasn't that dude's name Mike or something? And probably still is. You know, I still think Dirty Duchess is messing with that dude. Okay. And so he realized he you know, I don't know, maybe it was about y'all, but this is also, but this is how some people might be looking at him, like a big ass sucker. Okay. Alright. And because, I mean, it depends, like I said, when you fall off, everybody plays the fool sometimes, or 2, 3, 4 times, or whatever, depending on the situation, the person. But he goes back to the shop, whatever, you know, around this time also Puma is so blacked out. He says, so Britney Spears' mom gets on the slap. She pulls his pants down to his ankles. He still has drawers. He's there and blacked out. She jumps on the side and jumps on his balls, whatever, and stuff. So they end up taking him out wherever the case is, and it kind of end from there. So I don't know if that must have been their last night or whatever there. But then C's decides, I guess, to go home, and he's hugging Duchess, who happens to be in the shop, or I don't know what time it was, but coincidentally she was at the shop. And you know, I think this was summertime, so they had the shop open past you know, towards 9, or a little after 9 or whatever, and he got back, you know, back there in time. I'm just saying. But it's like here she's talking about she loves him and he misses her and stuff, because you know Tiffany's sitting there now. She's back to her original I'm going to be up Duchess behind, and you know now she was the witness to everything. Here's the up there, I mean, she was a witness to know and put two together, should have put 2 and 2 together. Well, we all know Tiffany's best is at her best when she's sitting in the corner at the wall, in the corner at the black ink in the front. But here she's talking to Tiffany. You would think Tiffany just tuned out, maybe because she felt she's going to tune out because of that whole heart surgery that she's been saying since during the end of last season, when she was spazzing out everybody. It's this heart surgery, okay, that she keeps saying about. So anyways, y'all, she is asking like, well, you know, do you still love her? Do you miss her? Something like along the lines. Like I said, I tuned her out too, because like I said, she kind of made it seem like, again, it's like, here's Duchess the victim and stuff like that, you know, and then tune out like, you know, how, you know, Duchess said, you know, it is what it is. If he still wants to be with me, blah, 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 wherever the case is. But like I said, like Tiffany just sitting there like this. And I'm sitting here like, here she just basically let you know that she's screwing somebody else. It's not just your brother. And you're sitting here, you know, back to like, you know, being, you know, her puppet. Okay, maybe she wants more character time. I don't know. So anyway, C's comes back, and you know, they have the lovey moment. But even lovey-dovey moment, even though Duchess says she still loves him, we still gonna have to figure this out and stuff, right? And it pretty much ends right there. C's sitting there and analyze and realize he really loves this girl, and he gonna take her explanation, you know, which kind of, you pay attention, has a lot of holes in it. And so far, so like I said, we'll see by the end of the season, or if he's watching these shows for himself, would that make a difference? But anyway, y'all, that's about it. Okay. Rate, comment, and subscribe. I thank you, everybody, our subscribers. Well, sorry, I'm starting to get tired. I might try to do one more video for this week, and that's it. So anyways, y'all have a pleasant evening, weekend, and good night, and I'll see y'all next video. Happy holiday, non turkey bay, have a pleasant weekend, and I'll see y'all next one. Goodbye, everybody.